Today's lesson is simply a continuation of yesterday with some longer or more complex decimal numbers. So some quick reminders from yesterday. We don't need to line things up by the decimal point because when we're multiplying, the decimal point is going to move anyways. And the other tip that I have to share is I always like to put the longer number on top just to make my multiplication steps a little quicker in the long run. So if I read these numbers, it says 1 and 36/100ths times 47 and 98/100ths. If I'm looking simply for the longest number, I can notice pretty quickly that 47 and 98/100ths is longer because there are 4 digits. So I'm going to write that on top. 47 and 98/100ths. I'm going to multiply by 1 and 36/100ths. Quick reminder, we don't necessarily have to line up by the decimal, but in this case, they end up lining up just by luck. Okay. Now that I've set up my problem, it's time to solve. And I'm going to ignore my decimal point for the time being and deal with it a little bit later in my math. So 6 times 8 is 48. Regroup the 4. 6 times 9 is 54 plus 4 is 58. Regroup the 5. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 5 is 47. And 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. So don't feel like you're done just because you've done one partial product. We need to make sure that we've multiplied each number by all the other numbers. So I'm done with this 6. I'm also done with these regroupings. I'm going to switch colors to make it easier for our eyes. And this is something that you can do at home as well if it's a strategy that helps you. Okay, before I do my next multiplication, I need a placeholder 0. Since I'm done with this place, I'm going to placehold with a 0. Now 3 times 8 is 24. Regroup the 2. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 2 is 29. Regroup the 2. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Regroup the 2. And 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. I'm going to cross off the numbers I'm done with. And I still have another partial product. So because this was a 3-digit factor on the bottom, I'm going to have 3 rows of partial products. I'm going to switch colors again. And this time I need placeholder 0s again, but I need 2 of them because I'm done with both of these places. 2 placeholder 0s, and now I'm going to do my final step. I love multiplying by 1 because for me it goes so quickly. I know that 1 times anything is itself. So 1 times 8 stays 8. 1 times 9 stays 9. 1 times 7 stays a 7, and 1 times 4 stays a 4. Those are my favorite because it just goes so quickly. I'm going to add up all of these partial products to get my final product. And it's really important to keep your work nice and neat so that we're adding these in the columns they belong. 8 and 0 is 8. 8 and 4 makes 12. Regroup the 1. Ooh, with big numbers like this, I like to find things that I notice. I know that 9 and 1 make 10. I know that 8 and 7 is 15, and 10 and 15 makes 25. Regroup the 2. Okay, again, 8 and 2 makes 10. 9 and 3 is 12. 10 and 12 makes 22. Okay, I'm going to do 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. And 8 plus 7 is 15. Regroup the 1. 4, 5, 6. Okay, and before I'm completely done, we need to remind ourselves where the decimal belongs. And if you remember back to our previous lesson, we need to count up the total number of decimal places in our factors, and that's how many decimal places our answer needs. I'm going to start on the right and count up the spaces. 1, 2, there are 2 decimal places in this first number. 1, 2 in the second number. So when I add 2 plus 2, that means my answer needs 4 decimal places. I'm going to start on the right and count up 4 little seats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my final answer, I'm going to make this a little darker. My final answer that I would type in for my response is 65 and 2,528 10 thousandths. That was quite a bit. So feel free to pause this and even rewind it and watch that again, or have this video open and ready in case you have any questions as you're working. You can reach out to me with any questions. I will do my best to answer when I can, or you can sign in to me in office hours or at another time that we can get together, and I would be happy to help you. Good luck, do your best, and give me a great cupcake.